Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing well. If you haven't yet subscribed, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We are getting very close to 700 subscribers on the channel, which will be a real milestone. I think we're a couple away at the moment, so yeah, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Got lots more reviews and comparison videos coming soon. But if you haven't seen the latest video on the channel, where I did the unboxing of my latest model, the AUTOart signature Bugatti EB110 GT in 1/18 scale. Now, these are the old school signature series die-cast model cars. Now, if you're new to the channel, I've got about 20 AUTOart signature models, which I'll show you guys. And this is actually my 7th Bugatti AUTOart signature model. So I've pretty much got nearly all of the Veyrons, and I decided to go ahead and get the EB110 to almost complete the Bugatti lineup. I've still got my eye on a couple more Bugattis, but I think for the meantime, I've pretty much got most of them. So again, this is a AUTOart signature series model. So as always, it comes with the certificate of authenticity, which is great. I love to display these behind the model car. And I always waited for a blue one to come up. I didn't really want one in white or red or brown. I think this color really suits the EB110. Also comes with the instruction manual to open up all of the various compartments on the model, because it's a fully open die-cast car. And lastly, it comes with the booklet. So the booklet on how the model car was kind of put together, how many pieces is in this model car. So it's got around 350 pieces. So again, not the highest count in terms of the other AUTOart models, but it's definitely a good model, well detailed, and does look really good. So let's do a full in-depth review on this model. I'll also show you some of the other Bugattis in the collection, and I'll do a very big Bugatti video very soon. So let's take a look at some of the other Veyrons that we've got. So for the new subscribers, this is what the EB110 will be joining. I've got the 5 Veyrons lined up here. Again, most of them that AUTOart have made. So pretty much most of the 5 there. And then I've also got the blue and carbon one down here as well. So that would be my 7th one with the EB110. I'll do a video of all of the Bugattis lined up, and I'll take you through one by one and show you them all. But again, I haven't done in-depth reviews on these models yet, but they're going to come very soon. I just need to get around to doing them. But if any of the other models in the cabinet interest you, I've pretty much done a review on these ones. So please scroll through the playlist and you will find them all there. But let's start off the review on the EB110 now. So let's start off with the front end of the model. Now again, I quite like the way the EB110 is styled. It's such a classic car, and again, I waited for one to come up in blue. Probably my favorite color, and Bugattis are quite renowned for being in blue. So yeah, I was quite glad when one came up in the color that I wanted, and within the price that I was willing to pay for the model car as well. Now, I know in general, AUTOart models are quite expensive, especially the signature series range, but you can pretty much get an EB110 for around 150 odd pounds now on eBay. They're not very expensive like the Koenigseggs and the Zondas and the McLarens that AUTOart have made. They're quite reasonably priced, I think. And again, you can get them for not too much money at the moment. I think that will change. There's not many of them on eBay. So once they start kind of going, I think the prices will start to creep up a little bit more. So I was quite glad to find one in very good condition. So again, I quite like the Bugattis. I've got quite a few of them in the collection, which I've just shown you. And I think this one is probably the first one to get. I've got my eye on the Atlantic by AUTOart as well. But again, those are quite expensive and quite rare at the moment. Hopefully in the not so distant future, that will be joining the Bugatti collection as well. But let's start off with the front of the model. Now again, I mean, it's a very highly detailed model car, but there are some flaws with this model which I will I'll share with you guys. Firstly, I think the paintwork on the model is really good. It's got good depth to the paintwork, and the blue is a really nice kind of color. It doesn't look faded, and it is well applied. Firstly, the Bugatti badge in the middle is really good, really nice, very clear from AUTOart, and all of the openings here. So in the horseshoe grille at the front and all of the air intakes, they're all got the metal or the black mesh in there as well, which is good levels of detail by AUTOart. Also, you've got quite a good front end of the model. It does look very realistic. The lights are done very nicely, classic EB110 lights and styling. What I would say, what you probably can't see, is these air brackets here, or for aerodynamics. AUTOart have just left it plastic, so there's no mesh in either of these ends here, which again is a little bit disappointing from AUTOart on that front. I would have just expected it to have the mesh in, but it's just got black plastic in. But again, you don't really see that that much. Headlights are done nicely. This does open up, which I'll show you guys in a moment. But I believe I think the whole front is pretty well done by AUTOart. Even the wipers look fairly realistic as well. So let's come around the side of the model. Now the wheels, you don't really see much detail here on the GT version. I know on the SS version the styling's a bit more kind of racier, a bit more detailed. But on the EB110, the wheels are literally covered. You can't see any of the discs or calipers or any of that detail. The center badge in the middle has got the EB logo on it, and I think the wheels are done quite nicely. They do look, they look good. You've got the indicator on the side as well. The doors do open up, obviously in the typical EB110 fashion. They come up. You've got the side skirts on the side of the model as well. Again, good levels of detail, and the gaps around the doors and the front compartments are not very big at all, really, considering everything opens up. It's quite highly detailed. You got the kind of F1 styled windows as well, which I quite like, and then you've got the logo on the side. Again, it's quite a simple car. You haven't got big flares and spoilers and kind of massively aerodynamically designed car. It's very simple, which I quite like, and I do like the styling of the EB110. The rear wheels again are done pretty much the same as the front. You got the logo in the middle, but you can't see much more than that. The openings at the rear have got the mesh in as well for cooling around the engine bay, but I'll show you all of that in more detail shortly once I start to open up all of the compartments. So let's come around the rear end of the model. Now the spoiler does lift up. Again, I'll show you that in a moment. You've got the 2 exiting exhausts at the rear as well, but again, nothing much more to add really. It's quite a minimalistic rear of the model of the car. Headlights are done nicely. You've got the mesh in between all of the openings here as well, and you've got a little bit of a diffuser at the rear. Nothing aggressive. It's not a race car, it's a GT car, and you can actually see quite a lot of engine detail through the engine window at the rear as well. So I will show you guys all of this in more detail, but again, from what you can see at first glance through the window, there's actually quite a lot of detail there, which is really nice. So let's come round the other side of the model. Now again, exactly the same, good levels of detail, and I think overall the model is in good condition and does look quite nice. So let's start to open up some of the compartments on the model and take you guys through a little bit more closer look. So I've just opened up all of the compartments on the model. Now, I would highly recommend using the AUTOart opening tool if your model does come with it. It does make your life a lot easier to open up all of the compartments and looking over the manual as well, because the doors, in particular on this model, they are quite fiddly, but I'll show you guys how to open them up in a moment. Let's take a look at the front end of the model. So let's do it like this so you guys can see a little bit more detail in there. Now there is a lot of detail in that front end bit there, but again, it's not exactly kind of the best that I've seen in terms of AUTOart signature models. It is quite plasticky a little bit, and it does look good and realistic, but I think overall, I think I'm just comparing it to some of the other AUTOart models, like the Zondas and the McLarens, but it's okay, the level of detail at the front. I wouldn't say it's AUTOart's best work or it's perfect, but they've put adequate amount of detail at the front. You won't be disappointed, but I don't think you'll be, massively impressed with the detail at the front. But I think overall it does look quite good. Now the doors, again, obviously open up like a Lamborghini. So how to open the doors in particular, there is a handle right at the bottom about there. If you guys can see where my tool is. Now you've got to slide that forward. Once you slide that forward, it unlocks the mechanism that lifts the door up from the hinge at the bottom. So it can be quite fiddly because it's a very small handle, but you've got to slide that forward. You don't press it in. Once you've done that, it unlocks itself and it just lifts up. But again, I do like the way the doors are on the model car. I like the hinges. The hinges look very realistic as well. You've got the screw at the bottom and you've got a good detail hinge. All the door cards as well are detailed. Looks really good, and you can see the mechanisms on the side as well. The interior of the model car, if I swing round, is okay. Obviously you've got all the normal detail that AUTOart put. So you've got all the carpets in the footwell. The seats are done nicely. The center dash is done well as well. But I think it's overall it's okay. It's not kind of the best levels of interior detail by AUTOart, but I think overall it's good and realistic, and that's all you can really ask from AUTOart. It's definitely not up to the levels of I know that the Pagani's and like the Koenigsegg level of detail, but I think it's definitely worth the money that you pay for it, because this model is not that expensive. So let's take a look around the engine bay, because this is where quite a lot of the detail is on this. So again, it's got a lot of detail at the rear of the model. So again, like all AUTOart signature models, they never really disappoint when it comes to engine detail. I think AUTOart have done a really good job replicating the EB110's engine bay. You can see lots of different engine parts here, all the mechanisms, and I think it does look very, very realistic. Again, you've got the 12-cylinder engine. Again, very, very realistic. Looks authentic, and I like all of the little details here that AUTOart have done. So you can see Bugatti kind of embossed on the engine bay. You've got all of the blue piping as well, which I really like. And then you can see all the clips, which look really realistic. and it goes quite far down as well, that engine bay. So there's lots of layers to it, and I think overall it does look very good, very realistic. I like how the piping matches the body color as well, and you can see lots of different blue touches, and overall it's a really highly detailed, quite well put together engine bay in my eyes. And again, definitely above the kind of the value of the model. So let's close down the engine bay. Now again, it's a die-cast model, so it's got a good amount of weight to it, and all the hinges look and feel very good. It does always stay up as well, so it doesn't feel like you're kind of forcing it or it's going to come down. So close it down like that, and again, all of the panel gaps around the around all the opening compartments are very neat and tidy. So coming round the passenger side as well, now you can see the handbrake there on the center dash. Obviously you've got the gear stick, you've got the carpets on the footwell. The seats are done okay. Center dash is done well as well, and you can see where the hinges is as well, and where that door handle is there. So you've got to slide that door handle forward, and then that unlocks the mechanisms as well. But I think overall it is a well-designed door, and it does feel quite, sturdy. So when you're closing down the doors, it clicks into place like that. So that's the mechanisms that they've used, and I think it does look and it does feel very good. And then let's close down the front end compartment. Again, all the hinges that AUTOart use feel really sturdy and really supportive when everything's opened up. And we've just left the driver's side door open. So I'd like to hear what you guys think of the model. What's your thoughts? I know it's not to everyone's taste. It can be quite a Marmite car, but to me, I felt like I had to have it in the collection with the other Bugattis. I quite like the EB110. It's a classical design. But again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What other models you would like to see on the channel? What other reviews and comparison videos? I'm more than happy to do that. In my eyes, I think this is a good model. Not quite up to AUTOart's normal standards. But so I think I'd probably give this model car a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a good model, good levels of detail. AUTOart have kind of skipped a few bits here and there, but again, worth having in the collection. And if you're a Bugatti fan or an AUTOart fan, definitely worth considering in yours. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll be uploading some more videos next week. Thank you. Bye.